Hello everyone, it's Noble here again. Just doing another Space Engineers video. Today I just wanted to go over how to do custom turrets, because it can be a little finicky trying to figure out at first when you don't really know what you're doing. So I figured that would be a pretty good one to do. So I've pre-made one here. Just ignore that mess, please. Just leave it, it's fine. So I pre-made a large custom turret here just to kind of show it off before I build a small one here on camera. Basically, they're fairly simple in practice. Basically, the core components that you need for any custom turret is the custom turret block here, which just lets you to actually, put it in so it has its own AI. And then the two other important parts is the hinge and the rotor. And for the rotor, it's important that you select the one that has the outputs on top of this plate here. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. I mean, it'll still work with the custom turret block here. Only difference is that it's not going to be able to bring ammo up to the weapons. And then after that, of course, we have the weapons here. I'm just using the two rocket launchers because it's a bit simple, it's easier to do, and they're not too heavy, so it's not too much strain on the system if you put more on it. Because if you do put too much on the custom turret, like not even on the custom turret, but on the hinge itself, it will get weighed down. It's going to want to be more floppy. And then of course you also need a camera. That there is just there so that way the turret itself can actually see. And of course for these custom turrets you can also take control of these, so it's not just restricted to the AI using it. You can also go ahead and manually control them as well. So with that being said, I'm just going to build a small one here. Oop, there we go. I'm just going to start out with a connector, which is for some reason all the way over there. Great. We make that small. Perfect. Like a glove follows a little bit further than I would have liked. That's okay. Okay, so then when I'm doing these customers, especially if I'm going to build one that I can just place into an emplacement, what I'll usually do is I'll start out with the important bits, typically an extra, oh wait, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to start out with this block here. There's the conveyor converter, just because otherwise we can't use the regular ones on this, like the blocks themselves, because they can't conveyor up through this connector. But when you're doing, if you're just going to have it inside a ship and you're just going from the conveyors, you don't need either of these. You can just hook it directly up to the ship and it'll work fine. Okay, so now that has been said, I am going to start out with our battery. We're going to put that there. I'm going to take two of these custom turrets controller blocks here. I'll show you why I'm using two later on. Then we're going to start out with our conveyor. If I can find the damn thing. There we go. Neat. Perfect. Put some armor blocks just to build it up a bit. And now we want to go with, where is it? Our advanced rotor. Just going to go there, and then we want our hinge. So this one here is too big, because for some reason you're allowed to use the big hinge like this. So you have a, god damn, I'm not very well at this today, am I? Go hinge, shit. You grab the other one, and boom. What's it higher up? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to actually do it so this turret can look down. Because if you were to put the hinge just on this block here, that'll still work. It'll still be able to rotate and look left, right, and wherever it needs to. Only problem with that is it can't look down. Because it's going to be restricted to only look directly 90 degrees out. So unfortunately, these hinges can't go any further than that. So if you want further than that, we can do this little trick. You go 6, put this here. Let me just build up this platform so I know how much distance I have. I'm going to leave those open so I can access those to build the turret layouts afterwards. There we go. And then from there, it's a little bit more compact than I was anticipating, but that's okay. Compact is good. We're gonna pop that there. So now this here's pretty much just the basic, what you absolutely need to have. After this point, you can basically add whatever you want. So here we have our rotation and our elevation all set up in a gist. So now I'm going to take one of these. You have a back one? No. So because it doesn't have a back one, a back conveyor section, we're gonna pop that there. Of course, now I'm saying that you can't go any further than that, but we're gonna ignore that. In a perfect world, you would probably have the setup better. You go raise this up and then build a flat part underneath the turret. And then you don't have to worry about this because here you're not gonna be able to look down anymore just because of how these are placed. But you can put another one of these conveyors and put this on top of that instead and kind of give it sort of like a skirt or a part underneath it, kind of like a turret ring in a sense. Okay, we're gonna go with 7. How do we want to do this? So I want 2 guns on this, so we're gonna put this right there. Perfect. Okay, we're going to build this up a little bit, try and make this look better. That should be fine. Go 6. 6 is a little big. We'll go 7. Right. If we do 7, we gotta replace this with 2. So we can kind of keep that shape going. And then while I'm thinking of it, because I want to put one on this side as well. So we go 6. Which won't let me because we have these in the way. So we're just getting rid of these for now. These aren't necessary. I mean, you can have custom turrets without this, just have it all bare. It's definitely something you can do. I wouldn't suggest it. But the problem with hinges and all that is that they need a bunch of space, else they're just not going to fit properly. Now, is this just a demonstration? It doesn't have to be the pinnacle of it, right? I don't know why I'm talking to it. You guys, like, you can hear me or like you can talk back to me, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, we can do stuff like this then. So that's why I put the 2 custom ones on there, because you don't need to have both the hinge and the rotor for the custom turret to work. You can just have one or the other and it'll still work just fine. And you can do stuff like this so then you can have, so they can independently target. So one can be targeting weapons, one can be targeting power systems, or you can just have them both targeting at the same time. But this here is just a really interesting combination to me. That's why I'm messing around with it here. So we're gonna see if we can't fill this gap. See what will let us. Huzzah! Success! Okay, so we're going to continue our path, making this into a proper turret, putting this here, kind of building it up, making sure it looks good, but it's functional. So here's the tricky part. We can't connect this part to this part, because our hinge isn't going to move. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stop that there, and then how do I want to do this? I can go 6, maybe. One problem is it's going to have that ridge line that's gonna stop it from really wanting to do anything. Go. Tricky part. Having all this space and all of a sudden this isn't going to want to fit together as nicely. Like I said, that's okay. Good part about Space Engineers is everything's fairly modular, so you can kind of just mess around and put things where you want them to go. Yeah, I just can't put much there right now, which sucks. 7. Ooh. What are you doing? Okay. So we can do that there, give it a little bit more armor there. We're going to change this up to number 2. And then 6. Oh, come on. This is so frustrating trying to get it to rotate where I want it to. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, go, thank you. So that gives us an interesting shape. Always good to have. And then we can armor this up a little bit more, because now that's not interfering. So a really, really awkward looking thing here, and that's okay. 7. Go 5. 7. We'll just do a 5 here. There we go. Perfect. So now we're going to set this up. So now that I have multiple things on here, I kind of have to be really careful to try and pay attention to which hinge and which rotors are connected to which part of it, so you're not misconnecting things. So we're going to go to our first custom turret controller. This gives our main one. Ooh, that's right, I'm missing a part. Of course I'm missing a part. We need cameras. That's what we're missing. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this one here, maybe. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be fine. And I'm going to give this one its own separate one so it can properly self-target. There we go. I mean, they don't have to be perfect. I mean, in a perfect world, I would put those in different spots. But like I said, as long as I get the gist across, that's what matters. Okay, so here we are. We are in this setting here. Not this setting, this area here. So here's the important part for setting up. So azimuth rotor, it's going to be the rotor that we've placed. So that is going to be, I believe, this one. You go to our elevation rotor, which is the hinge, our camera. Should be this one. We'll see afterwards if I did that right. We want the auto cannon, add that. Turn this on, turn this on. Typically, there's supposed to be a control button here. Sometimes it just disappears. I don't know where the hell it goes. I'm pretty sure it's most of the time it's supposed to be like this area, but for some reason it just like vanishes. I mean, even looking at this one here that I did earlier, it's not going to be there, or it's going to be there now and prove me wrong, which I hope it does. Prove me wrong. Nope. That sucks. Okay. Going over here, we'll set this one up. I already set that one up, didn't I? Did. Number 2. So now we need our advanced rotor, no hinge, camera number 2. Get our rockets, add that. Enable AI, enable idle movement. So it says enable idle movement. These things aren't going to move, unfortunately. I've never seen one actually idle and move, which sucks because that'll be sick, but it is what it is. Got it. So we're just gonna pop this onto here so I can show them that stuff. We're gonna go to G, we're gonna go to this one. It's gonna go down to control and control. So we can go this one. Oh, I did set it up right. Yeah, baby, first try. Yeah, so we can do these custom turrets. You can see you get decent elevation. It's not crazy. That's because we can of how the blocks are placed and how the hinge is placed. If the hinge was placed so it was facing straight up, you would probably be able to get more up. And also with how I've placed the blocks, it's kind of blocking it. But this isn't bad, especially if you have this on top of a vehicle or on a ship. This is, well, obviously that's okay. This isn't bad. Like, this will still do the job as you want it to. It's still gonna be a custom turret. It's still gonna be able to defend your ship or your base. You can put the small custom turrets onto big things if you use the connectors, which is why I've showed that there. This one here, so we can see that Oh, that's weird. So yeah, so horizontal rotor, you're just gonna move your mouse left and right for it to do stuff. There we go. So these here will both be able to self-target. So to show that, I'm actually gonna turn this one off because we don't want this one doing stuff. Just gonna turn this off. Hopefully that turns it all off, we'll see. We have that there. I'm gonna go into my ships. Don't create new blueprint. No, I don't have anything saved. Let's grab the Jaguar. The last video. Put that right there. This one here also has a customer. This one's only the hinge. So this one here can only go up and down. So what I'm gonna do is go into here. Don't go to transfer yet. We need to do this. Don't turn that. I grab a bunch of random stuff. That's good enough. Transfer to Space Pirates. Yes. So now that's just gonna auto target. And there we go. And I do believe if I place it over here, it'll be able to turn around and detect it. I'm pretty sure. Although it might need a direct line of sight before it does much. Oh, nope, no, auto track and auto detect. There we go. So these are a very rough design, but I can show off my pre-made, my modular set here. So you can, okay, this doesn't count. Yeah, so this one isn't a custom turret. I built this one specifically just so I can put the autocannon on bases. That's all that one is. We're going to ignore that one. I forgot about that. Let's grab this one. Okay, yeah, these ones turned out better. Pop that one there. So here's twin autocannon. Has the pretty much the exact same setup as I have there, except I have it just going directly off of the hinge. It also sits flush. It doesn't have any issue because I'm not worried about it looking down. This one here, I wanted to have it look down. That's why we couldn't have any much there. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be able to do it. Just for visual purposes. But this one here, you can see that it's basically the exact same setup. I have still the bob connector with the converter block. I have my batteries. I have a couple storage blocks here just so I can store extra ammo. And then we of course have two autocannons and the camera. This one's fairly basic, it's meant to be fairly cheap. Same with most of these modular ones that I made. This one here is basically the exact same thing. Pop that there. That one's just the two machine guns, but you can also kind of mix and match different weapons on the same platform, which I know I showed. But you don't have to have them so they're separately targeting, you have them both targeting at the same time. I can show how these ones are going to behave. Okay, I'm just going to pack a battery onto you so you can actually be powered to do something. Here, let's come in and angle in a ship and show how they work. Go over the ridge line. We'll show how they effectively are at targeting and tracking. Because for the most part, they just have the exact same intelligence as any other turret. It's not like they're better. Like the only way they're better is that you can put more guns onto one platform. That's what makes them better than a typical turret. Oh, son of biscuits. Really? 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 You gotta do that to me? Your home status? So yeah. What the? What? What happened to that one? Did it shoot one? It destroyed itself. So yeah, when you have smaller, just be careful with the power or how powerful weapons are, because this one here will break this turret. As can be seen here, it shot once, I think, and then died. But yeah, now it gives you a pretty good idea of how the turreting works. It gives you a pretty good idea how to build them, how simple they can be, how complex they can be. You can make them fairly complex, as I try to show here. Yeah. I mean, personally, I designed all of these so I can put them inside of ships, or so I can put them into like pre-made base battlements. So I can just build like a pillar for it, chuck it in there, and then call it good. Because in general, these will behave a little bit better than just a regular turret. Especially these ones here, because they can look all the way up. Very effective. These guns are great. It's better than this turret here, which for some reason sometimes just uses to target stuff for some unknown reason. And these are both good setups. This one here's a decent setup. Personally, I would just use this as a reference. I wouldn't use this because it's not as effective as these ones here. Although they can't look down, so just be mindful of that. But other than that, that's how to do custom turrets and how they work. I hope I explained this well. If you have any questions or want to see something else, just let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to look at it and give it a go. Have a good day.